All right, I'm trying this again. My camera's been acting funny lately, stopping after 2 minutes and stuff. So I reset the settings just in case something happened and I might have, you know what I'm saying, messed up the setting. This is the reason you are targeted part 2. And I'm going to be getting out of the hospital sometime. I don't know, maybe be 2 or 3 weeks. But I am raising money, so, you know what I'm saying, so I can catch up on some bills and some necessities I have to have when I get out. So, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm going to need a place to live and everything. So I'm raising money for myself. If you can help, please. If not, I understand. Just say a prayer. I'm going to put my GoFundMe and my PayPal in the link below. And I'm going to put my Cash App just in case y'all don't have that. All right. Why are y'all targeted? And I'm reading this and I'm calling this part 2 because I think this is more interesting. The question, why would a larger group want to harass you, is the big one. This why you question, in my eyes, is the greatest barrier to exposing and stopping organized stalking. The majority of organized stalking targets do not know why they were chosen. In my experience with corresponding with other targets, the majority of targets are not high-profile people or people with very sensitive knowledge of the government secrets or corporate misdeeds. Under the FBI's COINTEL program against activists in the 1960s, those who were targeted by FBI harassers were activists. For example, in the Black Panthers, we have a few government corporate whistleblowers in the stalking target community too. We have a few who were set to inherit large estates. And I have a few friends, I'm not going to say their name, but they're going through that thing just right now, and they're targeted because they want their land. We have some who have found themselves targets during or after a hostile divorce. We find some are organized stalking targets or talk show hosts or broadcast government corporate crimes. Some are people who turn pedophiles in. Some organized stalking targets apparently just ticked off the wrong person, and it's that easy. If you tick off the wrong person, they know the right person, boom, you put in this fucking miserable program. We have a few government or corporate whistleblowers in the organized stalking community, and I apologize if I did cuss. I didn't mean to. We have a few who were set to inherit large estates. We have some who found themselves targets during or after hostile divorce. I'm saying it again, so let me skip. But the barrier to credibility in a large number of targets who are nobodies, I would estimate that perhaps 70% of organized targets can't point with any certainty to the reason they were chosen. These people try to complain to the authorities about the harassment. They are told that stalking and harassment by groups never happens. I was told by one police officer hosting a group of stalking victims that because I could not name my one stalker, I was not welcome to attend the group. And this is the dude writing this. This ain't me. These people report organized stalking and are told there's no such thing as organized, well-funded group, nor could there ever be, just to harass innocent individuals. And this is very logical sounding to people who are not organized stalking targets. Such a glib dismissal is also a very easy way for public officials to get rid of problem people. The end result is that the system heaps the ultimate punishment on already desperate targets. The target is often forced to undergo psychiatric treatment. The injustice pretty well disables further attempts by the target to get the crime remedied. Organized stalking targets are never told why they were chosen, with a little handful of exceptions. There's no visible accuser, no formal charges, no opportunity to defend oneself at trial, no appeal process. One day everything is fine, and suddenly you start to realize that you're experiencing unending hostile acts in the community, on the job, in school, in commercial establishments, and in the privacy of your own home. While some of the harassers say things to the target, if pressed, they can consistently deny there's any harassment going on. So the why you question remains the number one barrier to justice for targets. The why you question appears, as best we targets can discern, to have multiple parts to the answer. Why you covers two very different phases of the target selection process. Why the target was initially chosen for organized stalking, why the target's harassers continue to commit the crimes against the target. We've already listed some answers for the category for the why chosen question. government, corporate whistleblowers, inheritance disputes, hostile divorce, ticked someone off, revenge, truth telling, talk show host, unknown. Over time, large number of harassers participate. In fact, by rotating the harassers, the target is unable to finger one or even a few specific individuals as the criminals. A large number of harassers are not known to the target, being seen by the target rarely or only once. Why continue? Clearly, this large, diverse, frequently rotating group of harassers are not all motivated, say by taking sides in a hostile divorce, wishing to retaliate for a crime report of the target about pedophiles, or disagreement with what a talk show host has to say, or a whistleblower. So, why would the large, diverse group of harassers keep the harassment up for years and decades in some cases, and from city to city, state to state, even country to country? A few targets get to see and hear enough over the years to know that for them, an ongoing smear campaign is what the harassers use to justify the harassment among themselves. Vicious rumors are told, such as the target has a long criminal record, the target's a thief, the target's an old folk abuser, the target's a prostitute, the target is doing drugs, the target sells drugs to kids. When the harasser supervisors really want maximum efforts from their troop, the target is a pedophile. The pedophile lie is their ultimate weapon and is used on both male and female targets sometimes. The pedophile lie has been used on a lot of people, and they don't know that the person isn't a pedophile. So at the local level, the answer to why someone is harassed constantly is that once a vicious lie is circulated in the community, that target is no longer a nobody. They're high profile from that point on. Vicious lies explain why the often rotated harassment troops keep harassing the target. But what about the supervisors and some harassers who can see over time that the individual they've detailed to harass really isn't a pedophile or other things that they've been lied about? Interesting. Why do they keep it up? There are still hardcore supervisors and some repeatedly seen perpetrators who keep it up in spite of becoming aware that the target has been lied on. Interesting, one investigation turned up evidence that some harassers depend heavily on support of their peers, and they keep on harassing people to maintain approval by their peers, the feeling of being in the in crowd, so to speak. But this question shows that there are not only two parts relating to the why you question regarding initially later on, but also that motive varies with the harassment organization level, the community level, frequently rotated harassment troops, the supervisor and above levels. At this point in time, we have no detailed information about the supervisor and above levels on the harassment organization, which we can prove in court. This incredibly seamless coordination of harassment groups from one town to the next, up to internationally, shows that there definitely are supervisors in many levels above them. The fact that every single official repeats the same reply, "Oh, there is no such thing as organized stalking. You need to see a psychiatrist," seems to sort of indicate some of official cover is effect. The question is, why would there be a cover in effect? In effect, we targets cannot answer that with any degree of certainty. At this time, we can only offer reader observation of local thuggery, which is ignored by officials, is a classic repeating symptom of a dictatorship in the making. Criminal activity ignored by officials has occurred in nations such as Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia during the run-up to overt dictatorship. Since we targets network with one another in all nations, we know that organized stalking is a crime which is a worldwide in scope, with the same master menu of tactics showing up everywhere. However, organized stalking takes place in countries where the government of the day is not a dictatorship or a dictatorship in the making. Consequently, targets of organized stalking are not able to point to specific motives behind an international organized stalking perpetrator organization. To summarize the parts of why you question, why are targets chosen? Government, corporate whistleblowers, inheritance disputes, hostile divorce, witnesses to pedophile crimes, tick somebody off, revenge, truth telling, people in the community about cover-ups and unknown. Why do the harassers keep it up? The harasser wants to be in the crowd. The harasser believes the lie that the target has a long criminal record, or the lie that the target is a thief, prostitute, drug dealer, that deals drugs to kids, old folk abuser, drug user, or a pedophile, or more. Why are targets harassed for years by perpetrators who know the lies are lies? That is unknown. Similarity, official ignored thuggery during the formative stage of dictatorship is noted. I'm going to stop right there. That's part 2 of reasons why people are targeted. Hope y'all are enjoying y'all's day so far and not getting hit by dew. I'm sure my dew is going to start anytime. So I better enjoy it while it lasts. Y'all have a good day.